You know that feeling, right? That constant grind, always thinking about money, and just feeling completely burned out? Well, what if I told you that building real, lasting wealth doesn't have to mean sacrificing your sanity? Today, we're going to talk about how to build prosperity by working smarter, not harder, using systems that do the heavy lifting for you.
Okay, so here's the game plan. First, we're going to talk about the burnout trap so many of us fall into. Then, we'll shift our thinking to an automation mindset. After that, we'll get practical and actually build a money system. Then comes the fun part, watching it grow while you sleep. And finally, we'll wrap it all up with the marathon mindset you need to win this thing long term.
All right, let's kick things off with something I think we've all felt at some point, the burnout trap. It's that constant nagging feeling that you're just trading your life away for a paycheck, running on a treadmill that's just getting faster and faster.
So let me ask you, does this sound a little too familiar? The constant exhaustion, the obsessive checking of your accounts, that little voice in your head telling you that if you just stop for 1 second, the whole thing is going to collapse? That, my friends, is the financial grind, and it is absolutely a trap. But there's a way out, and it's not about hustling harder.
See, we have this myth in our culture that getting rich means you have to work yourself to the bone. 80-hour weeks, total obsession, maybe a little bit of luck. But the reality for most people who actually achieve financial freedom, it's way, way calmer. It's not about the grind, it's about building smart, consistent systems.
And that's really the big shift in thinking we need to make. Stop looking for the get-rich-quick shortcut. It doesn't exist. The real win, the sustainable win, comes from building a system that just hums along quietly in the background, freeing you up to live your life. And that leads us right into the core philosophy here, adopting an automation mindset. This is about flipping the script, moving your finances from a place of defense and fear to a place of offense and growth.
Think about it this way. A scarcity mindset is exhausting. It's all about how can I cut back, what can't I afford? It feels tight and restrictive. But an abundance mindset, it's about growth. It asks, how can I build another asset? It's about expansion, and it feels empowering. You're building, not just surviving. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? Instead of obsessing over pinching every last penny, the more powerful question is, how can I create another stream of income? Because look, saving is great, but it has a limit. Earning and building assets, the sky's the limit. And this, right here, is the secret sauce. Stop trying to rely on willpower. It's like a muscle. It gets tired, it gives out. You know what doesn't get tired? A system. Automation takes the emotion and the daily decision fatigue right out of the equation. It makes being smart with your money the default setting.
Okay, enough theory. How do we actually do this? Let's get our hands dirty and talk about how to build this money machine that works for you 24/7. It really just boils down to these 3 steps, and they're simpler than they sound. First, you gotta know where you're going. What does financial independence even look like for you? Second, you make a plan for your money. You tell it where to go instead of wondering where it went. And third, the most important step, you put the whole thing on autopilot.
So check this out, let's make it real. Say you earn $75,000 a year. After taxes, your bi-weekly paycheck is about $2,300. With an automated system, the moment that check hits, bam, $400 goes to savings, $300 to retirement, $200 to investments. That leaves you with $1,400 to live on, completely guilt-free because you already paid your future self.
And here's the psychological trick that makes this so powerful. You don't feel deprived because you literally never saw that money hit your main checking account. It's out of sight, out of mind. You just naturally learn to live on what's left. And just like that, you're building wealth effortlessly in the background.
So you've built the system. It's running automatically. Now we get to the really exciting part. Let's talk about the engine that's going to make this thing grow like crazy over time. It's one of the most powerful forces in the universe. But first things first. Before you can build a skyscraper, you need a solid foundation. That's your emergency fund. This isn't just about money. It's about peace of mind. I mean, look at that number. Having just $2,000 saved makes people feel 21% better about their finances. Why? Because when life happens, you won't have to panic sell your investments to cover a flat tire. Okay, with that foundation in place, let's talk about the magic, compound interest. It's your money making babies, and then those babies making their own babies. It's a snowball rolling downhill. At first it's slow, but over time it becomes an unstoppable avalanche of wealth. Time is your best friend here. And this chart just blows my mind every time I see it. It shows why starting early is everything.
A single $10,000 investment made at age 25 is worth almost double what the same investment is worth if you wait just 10 years to start. That 10-year delay is brutal. It costs you $37,000 of free money.
The whole point of this is to build passive income. You want to get to a place where your money is working for you, not the other way around. This can be through things like dividends from stocks or rental income from property. But honestly, for most of us, the simplest and best way is through broad market index funds. You just own a little slice of the whole economy and let it grow.
All right, last section. We've got the system and the growth engine. Now we need the right mindset to see it through. Because remember, this is a marathon, not a sprint. These are the principles that will keep you on the path without freaking out.
Rule number 1, don't put all your eggs in one basket. That's what diversification is all about. You spread your money across different things, stocks, bonds, whatever, so that if one area has a bad year, it doesn't sink your entire ship. This is what lets you sleep soundly at night even when the market gets crazy.
Now, before you even think about investing, you have to get rid of the enemy. And the enemy is high-interest debt. It's an anchor dragging you down. Paying 22% on a credit card is a guaranteed loss. Look at that, almost $3,000 in interest payments. That's money that is actively working against you. Get rid of it.
And please, please don't leave free money on the table. You've got to use tax-advantaged accounts like a 401k or an IRA. Think of it this way. When you contribute to these, you're investing a bigger pile of your own money from day one because the government hasn't taken its cut yet. That means more money compounding for you. And over 30 or 40 years, that is a huge, huge deal.
So let's bring it all home. This whole approach isn't about deprivation or becoming a financial wizard. It's about building a smart system, putting it on autopilot, and then letting the power of compounding and time do the heavy lifting. You set it up once, you let it run, and then you get back to the most important part, actually living your life. So my question for you is, once your system is running, what are you going to do with all that freedom?